then it will kind of help Artesia out when it comes to the district title, and that's what's at stake in the game tonight. In Roswell tonight, the Artesia Bulldogs will be at the Goddard Rockets. Now, Goddard beat Artesia at Brainerd Baseball Park last night 7-1. So Goddard leads the the 3-game series, I should say, 1-0. 2 games tonight starting at 5 o'clock at the Launch Pad in Roswell, New Mexico. You can watch or listen to this ball game and then pull up the Roswell Goddard feed with Artesia at ksvptv.com as well. And that'll be big, as right now Artesia is behind Goddard with these 2 games. Should Artesia sweep Goddard tonight, that would give Artesia first place in the district and would really help them out when the seating and selection committee meets on Sunday. They'll be doing that on Sunday. They'll release the brackets on Sunday, and we'll know our teams that are in and whether or not we have any home games next week. A couple of exciting ball games here tonight, and we hope Bulldogs do well. Stay tuned. When we come back, Joby Hodling will be at the Mack. We'll have the starting lineups in the first pitch, Artesia and Portales, coming up next here on KSVP.
What's going on in Los Angeles? He's a proud Jew like you and I. He's been back to Israel 6 times since October the 7th. And all of a sudden, for a guy like Michael Rappaport, Donald Trump is a real possibility, if not a probability. For a moron like Bobby De Niro, who cares?
The guy's a psycho. Honest to God, he's a psycho. You know, you see that movie Cape Fear? I hated that movie. I just had heart surgery. My wife takes me. I said, she wants to see a movie. I go, what the hell is this? What the hell? This movie? I'm going to have another heart attack. Well, he seems like he's never actually come out of that role. I mean, to say stuff like this about comparing him to Hitler when he's the biggest friend Israel's ever had in the Oval Office, I mean, you have to be pretty psychotic, pretty demented, don't you?
Psychotic and stupid. And, I want to go back to the Columbia statement for a second, because I know that people around the country, a couple days ago, Mark, wanted to give the mayor here, Eric Adams, some credit. He said all the right things.
Yeah, you got mad at me because I basically said I like what he said. Don't do that! Anyway, go ahead. Don't do that.
And I'll tell you why you shouldn't do that, Mark, because let me ask you this.
I'm not a fan of his. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I know you're not. But for folks out there that want to give him the benefit of the doubt after what he said, first of all, I was there at Columbia. It was a day of Passover. You know where Eric Adams was? In Miami. He was nowhere near the university. But let me ask you this.
Maybe he was celebrating Passover in Miami. You never know. Anyway,
let's swap out.
That's your old stomping ground, isn't it? Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. Yes.
Yes. I used to live in Boca Raton for 16 years.
Nice
but
place.
Let's swap out for a second, if you will, Mark Levin,
Yeah.
these pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian scumbags. Let's swap them out, okay? They're off the campus, and tomorrow it's the Ku Klux Klan. And the Ku Klux Klan is on the lawn at Columbia University saying they're going to kill all the blacks. Do you think that Eric Adams would have waited 13 days for the university to call him? No way. So that's my point. Don't give me that nonsense. If it was blacks they wanted to kill, if it was...
All right, Bulldog fans, we're back there here. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that it didn't switch automatically for me, and I did not know we weren't on the air. So we're in the top of the first inning. First batter struck out. Second batter is at the plate, and Ruth Espinosa, 3-1 count to her. Here's the pitch, a pitcher, and that's a strike two. So the pitcher for the Bulldogs here is Caden Apodaca. And I'll give you the starting defense here in just a moment. The game snuck up on us up here in the press box. We waited for the starting lineups. We were both writing them down, and the game started. So I'm still putting in everything, but there's a chopper foul, so the count remain full to Ruth Espinosa. So the first batter for the Lady Rams was Miley Bonda, the center fielder, and she struck out, and there's another foul ball for the number 2 batter, Ruth Espinosa. So we have one down here in the top of the first inning. And the full count pitch. Called strike 3, so back-to-back strikeouts for Caden Apodaca. That'll bring the catcher to the plate, Addison Mayberry. She wears number 10 on her jersey. As she steps in on the right side. First pitch called, strike one right down the pipe. Oh, 1 the count as she takes a long break outside the batter's box. Now she steps back in. Here's the 0-1. Inside, ball one. Came in on her tight. And too far in, so ball one. There's getting her pitch from her catcher, Della Riva, and that bounces up there for ball two. So 2-1 now to Addison Mayberry. So again, a long break outside. Now steps back in, does Mayberry. Here's the pitch. A little bit high, a little bit outside for ball three. So 3-1 now the count. Swing and a miss, and she got her on a good, maybe a rise ball, maybe just a straight. Oh, no, that was just strike two. So I got ahead of myself. Strike two on a big swing by Mayberry. Here's the pitch. Foul ball straight back, so it's doing a good job staying alive. Full count to Mayberry. Another long set outside. Now she's back in ready to go. Top of the first, full count, 2 outs. And it's a swing and a foul back again. So staying alive is Mayberry. So full count stays in effect. Mayberry took her break outside. Now she's back in. We have Warren, Morrison, Whitmire left to right. I forgot to give you the defense. Here's the pitch. Swung on. It's pop fly to the right side. Lujan will catch it over behind Maddie Martinez for out number 3. And so they go down 1, 2, 3. No hits, no runs, no errors, and nobody left on base as we get ready to go to the bottom of the first inning. Bulldogs with Morrison, Aguilar, and Carlo coming to the plate. We'll be right back.
Are you or a loved one having a hard time getting to your medical appointments? At Artesia General Hospital, we believe that transportation should never be a barrier to good health. That's why we're excited to announce our new non-emergency medical transportation services. Each of our vans is wheelchair accessible, and our friendly certified drivers go the extra mile by meeting you at your doorstep and ensuring a comfortable ride to your Artesia General Hospital services. Rides are available Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Schedule your ride today by visiting artesiageneral.com/transportation or calling 575-736-8211.
Home health care is health care in the comfort of your own home when you cannot care for yourself. Home care services can help someone who has chronic health issues, medical setbacks, or health impairments. J&J has the best skilled nurses and therapists for any of your special needs. So why pick a stranger to care for those you love when you can pick your beloved neighbor with over 25 years of experience? J&J Home Care is here for all your home care needs. Call us now at 575-746-2892 or visit us at www.jjhc.org.
All right, we're back here at the Mack, game 2 of our doubleheader. Bulldogs win game 1, 19-0 in 3, or in 2.5. And now the bottom of the first is upon us as the Bulldogs pitcher and defense get the Portales Rams to go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first of game 2. So Kenna Morrison will lead things off here. She's playing out in center field. On deck is, and what did I miss? I had a good long break, and they're still warming up. They're just taking a long time here warming up, I guess. Yeah, they're going to throw it down now. I'm just talking to Kevin up here in the press box for all you fans out there listening and watching. So on deck for the Bulldogs will be Perseus Aguilar. She's DPing here in game 2. And the shortstop, Kenzie Carlo, will be batting. She's in the hole. So the Bulldogs 1, 2, 3 batters as Portales gives everybody 5s in the circle. Catcher and pitcher still talking, visiting about it. Pitching here in game 2 is Analia Lujan. She started game 1 and then left in the top of the first inning. Swapped with Amaya Lujan. Or was it the top of the second? In any case, she came out in the top, I think top of the second. But she's back starting here in game 2. So Kenna steps in. Lujan ready to go. The Portales defense ready to go as we have shadows now stretching across the field. But on the right side, they're still all looking into the sun. Here's the pitch, low for ball 1. Speaking of that defense, Skylar Massey in left, Miley Bonda in center, and Maria Lujan out in right. Give you the infield here in just a minute. The pitcher's Analia Lujan and the catcher Addison Mayberry. There's a foul ball right off her foot. She's going to have to walk that off. Might have hit her on the ankle. Boy, that hurts. Well, I didn't feel anything, is what Kevin said, but I know that hurt Kenna Morrison. But she's okay. She's tough. She's walked it off, stepping back in. So 1-1 the count now to Kenna. And here's the wind and the pitch. Another low ball, but she fouls it off again. And I think it went off her foot again. She's walking it off the second time. She'll have a bruise tomorrow. So the foul ball is strike 2. 1-2 now the count. Lujan again gets her sign from the dugout, looks at her wristband, and she's ready to go. 1-2 pitch to the leadoff batter. Swing and a foul back again, so 3 straight foul balls for Morrison. She led off game 1 with a single. She's going to looking to get a hit here in game 2 as the leadoff batter. So the shortstop, third baseman, and left fielder in the shadow, as is the catcher and batter. But the pitcher in the sunlight, second, first, center, and right. And there's going to be a base hit up the middle between second and short. So the leadoff single
now batting the designated player, number 15,
for Kenna Morrison.
Perseus Aguilar.
So Perseus Aguilar will come to the plate. Step in on the right side. Face Lujan for the first time in this ball game. Faced her a couple times in game 1. All right, so Lujan ready to go. Addison Mayberry sets up in the middle. The ball was down. She kind of bobbled it, and breaking right when she saw the ball hit the ground was Morrison. She's still second base easily on ball number 1. So she's now in scoring position. And the ball, it's 1-0 to Perseus. On deck is the shortstop, number 12, Kenzie Carlo. And in the hole, the catcher, Elizabeth Della Riva. And there's a pop fly foul ball that's going to get into the pitcher's cage and gets the foul growl from the barking guy. So foul ball, strike 1. Does he do it again? There it is. The lower chord and the lower volume from the foul growl. 1-1 to count, nobody out, runner at second. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit high into the air, out into mid-center field, and the center fielder, Bonda, comes on and makes the play for out number 1, and stand right there at second base was the runner, Morrison.
Number 12, Kenzie Carlo.
So that brings Kenzie Carlo to the plate. She'll step in to face Lujan for the first time here in game number 2. I think the third time on the night. 1 out. Here's the wind and the pitch. High, ball 1. And it looks like the right fielder is not wearing shades. She's got her hand up. second baseman and the first baseman both have shades on, as they're still in the sun. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut for Kinsey, but come up empty. So 1-1 the count with one out. I think the Bulldogs had like 5 runs before they got an out in the first game. So already an out here, or 6 runs. Yeah, because that grand slam, right? Oh, and that's called just a little bit high. I thought it was going to be called strike 2, but just missed up what looked like a changeup. So 2-1 now the count to Carlo as she steps back in, ready to go. Lujan now has her sign. And here's the 2-1. That's a line drive up the middle. That'll be a base hit and an RBI. Bonda comes up throwing, but there will not be a play at the plate. There might be a play at second, but she's in there safely for the sliding in. Well, she got a single and moved over to second on the throw. So the first run is across.
Catcher, number 18, Elizabeth
On a rope up the middle. And moving into second base was Carlo on the throw. So she just swapped spots with Morrison, and that brings Elizabeth De La Riva to the plate. She is catching here in game number 2. I think we saw her at second base in game number 1, if I remember right. Here's the wind in the pitch. Down low and in, ball 1. On deck is number 7, Kinsley Rodriguez. Kinsley Rodriguez on deck. And number 24, Caden Apodaca in the hole for the Bulldogs. 1 out, bottom of the first, 1-0. That ball down and in for ball 2. Lujan has her sign and steps back in, ready to go. 2-0 count. Swung on, foul ball off to the right side. Out into the pasture land for the growl, the moo. That's strike 1 on De La Riva. It just went with the 1 this time. Just the 1 foul growl. Did the barking guy. So Lujan again looking into the dugout. Now she has her pitch. And De La Riva at the plate with a 2-1. The pitch swung on. Line drive into the pitcher's cage. And another foul growl. All right, a ball comes into the field. I don't know where it came from. Maybe the dugout or maybe... Anyway, they call time. So everybody will reset here. 2-2 the count. And the ball is going to be tossed now from Coach Crandall to the umpire so he can put it in the old softball bag on his hip. So now we're all reset to go. 2-2 the count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. High and away, ball 3. So full count now to Elizabeth at the plate. Rodriguez over in the on-deck circle. The third baseman for the Bulldogs tonight, game 2. Lujan gets her sign. Now she's on to the pitcher's plate. And the windup and the 3-2. Swung on, hit well, right center. That's going to be extra bases as it one hops into the fence. And she will round second and go to third. The throw not in time, sliding in for the triple. And RBI is Elizabeth De La Riva as she smoked that one to right center. Split the defense out there, went off the fence, and she never slowed down around second. Slides into third safely, gets the RBI, and the Bulldogs lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the first with 1 out. Coming in to run will be number 1. Coming into courtesy run for the catcher, De La Riva. And that's Haley Tucker. So she'll be at third base in the courtesy run position for the catcher, De La Riva. And now at the plate, Kinsley Rodriguez, the third baseman, wearing number 7 on her jersey. She'll step in for the first time to face Analia Lujan with 1 out and a runner at third. The pitch, a little bit high, ball 1. The barking guy said, if you didn't hear it, if you get a hit, I'll bark. And he will too. You heard him barking on that triple. All right, here's the wind in the 1-0. Swung on, pop fly. Shallow. It's in fact in the infield, but gets over the outstretched arm of the second baseman. So I don't think it hit anybody's glove. It just was right out there in the triangle. Ends up being a double.
Pitcher, number 24, Caden Apodaca.
On the shallow center field pop-up, it falls to the ground safely. And so an RBI double, which brings Caden Apodaca to the plate. Now 3-0 Bulldogs with 1 out. Apodaca did not play in game 1. She steps in. Here's the wind in the pitch. Down and in. Ball 1. On deck is first baseman number 10, Maddie Martinez. And in the hole, second baseman number 9, Michaela Lujan for the Bulldogs. Caden, a sophomore. She's batting .279 on the season. Has 7 home runs. Here's the pitch. That's high and away, ball 2. So 2-0, the count. Runner out at second base is Rodriguez. Getting that pop fly, shallow pop fly for the double. That pitch called strike 1. Caught the inside corner to Apodaca. So 2-1 now the count with 1 out. Bulldogs looking to get the clean sweep of Portales. Now they're 2-0 in their 3-game set. They won last week at Portales in game 1 and then got game 1 tonight of the doubleheader. Here's the pitch. Swung on. High pop fly out to right field. Back goes the right fielder. And she makes the play for out number 2. The runner's going to tag and go to third.
Now batting the first baseman, number 10.
So that'll bring Maddie Martinez to the plate.
Martinez.
So the sacrifice fly out to right field moves the runner over. To third, so 60 feet away from scoring with a score 3-0, but now 2-8 for the Rams. And Martinez at the plate. She was 2 for 2 and hit by pitch in game 1, 2 home runs. She's going to ground ball to the left side. The shortstop picks it up, fires it over in time, and that is out. Number 3, good play there, 6-3 on the ground out.
In the bottom of the first inning.
So as we go to the top of the second, the Bulldogs end up getting 3 runs off of 4 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. It is 3-0 going into the top of the second with Lujan. That's Analia Lujan, Terrazas, and Massey coming to the plate.
Once again, the best-selling truck in America for the 47th consecutive year is Ford F-150. Nobody sells more trucks than Ford, and nobody has a better selection of new and certified pre-owned Ford trucks than Artesia Ford Sales. Our inventory of Ford F-150 trucks has never been better. Plus, Artesia Ford has a great selection of new and certified pre-owned SUVs like Explorer and Expedition. Find out why Ford F-150 is the best-selling truck in America for yourself. Stop by Artesia Ford Sales today or visit artesiaford.com.
My name is Larry. I'm the discipleship pastor here at Faith Baptist Church, and for the last 7 years, I've had the privilege of helping adults learn how to do biblical community. And one of the ways that we know that we're going to impact families and the lives of people is by doing small groups. There's one group that has really impacted a lot of lives over the last 4 years, and that group is called Reengage. And so that's what we're trying to do in faith groups and community groups and Reengage. It's a way that we're impacting our community, and we want to encourage you to be a part of that as well.
All right, we're back here at the ballpark, the Mack, in game 2 of the doubleheader tonight. Game 3 of the series. Bulldogs lead 3-0 going into the top of the second. And here's the first pitch. Bounces it up there, does Apodaca for ball 1. Got an update. The Bulldogs fell to Goddard in game 1 of the doubleheader tonight, 8-3. So the Goddard Rockets are the 2024 District 4 4A champs. They still have another game coming up. There's a big swing for Lujan for strike 1. 1-1 now the count. Artesia still wanting to get a split there, I think to make sure they're in the top 8. Because as we talked about earlier, the playoffs start next week for both softball and baseball. And did she go? She did not go. The ball bounces up there, so ball 2, 2-1. Softball is different than baseball. Baseball is different than softball. The baseball teams will play a best-of-3 series next Friday night and Saturday. Here's the pitch, high and away. Ball 3, 3-1 now to the plate. So the top 8 teams will play at home against the bottom 8 teams in that 3-game set. For softball, it's 1 game next week. The top 8 will have a home game, and the bottom 8 will come and visit. But it's just 1 game, and the winner, that's too high, ball 4. So the first base runner of the night for the Rams, Analia Lujan, will trot down on the walk.
Now batting, third baseman, number 8, Gloria Terrazas.
And we're going to have a courtesy runner coming in, and that is number 2.
Number 2, Abigail Nunez.
Abigail Nunez to come in and courtesy run for the pitcher, Lujan. All right, so at the plate, Gloria Terrazas, she was 0-for in the first game. Tries to put a bunt out there, and it is called strike 1, and she wasn't able to. The throw down not in time from De La Riva to Martinez. 0-1 the count. Nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Leadoff batter was the pitcher, and she got on via a walk. Here's the wind in the pitch from Apodaca. Again, try to bunt it, and again, that's strike 2 as she did not get the bat back in time. And that ball bounced. She almost hit it off the bounce, which I think is legal. It could have been a bunt off the bounce, but she did miss it. So 0-2 now the count. Anyways, the softball teams, they just play 1 game and the winner advances. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that is out number 1 here in the top of the second inning. Bringing to the plate number 6, Skylar Massey, the left fielder. So then when the softball teams that win next week, their single game, the following week going into the playoffs up north, there's a swing and a miss for strike 1 to Massey. It then becomes a double header or double elimination on the softball side. But for baseball, that 3-game set, best 2 of 3, the winners of the top 8 versus bottom 8 next week, then move on up to Albuquerque the following week, and then it's single elimination. So a little different on each one. That change-up doesn't get there. That's ball 1. 1-1 now to Massey. On deck is Anetsi Acosta, and in the hole, Amaya Lujan for the Rams. Here's the wind in the pitch. Another change-up that was too high, ball 2. If you missed it, game 1, the Bulldogs won 19-0. Perfect game for Maddie Martinez in the circle. Called strike 2 on a fastball on the outside half. She also had 2 home runs with 7 RBIs, a grand slam, and a 3-run shot. So you'd say that's a pretty good game if you're a player. Swing and a miss, and that is strike number 3 and out number 2 in the inning. And that'll bring Anetsi Acosta to the plate, whereas number 12 playing first base. In fact, I'm thinking about it. I don't know how you have a better game. You throw a perfect game, and you go 2 for 2 at the plate with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. I don't know. That's pretty good. Ball 1 kind of got away from Apodaca. It was way up high. I think it was a changeup that she didn't let go of at the right moment, and it just sailed. De La Riva had to jump up and grab it. Here's the wind in the pitch. Outside, ball 2. I don't know if I'll give him the defense, but in the infield, it's Rodriguez, Carlo, Lujan, Martinez, third to first. Warren, Morrison, Whitmire, left to right. De La Riva catching, and Apodaca in the circle. Strike called on the outside edge, 2-1. Good fastball there from Apodaca. And I'm not saying she should do this, but I think she could just throw that pitch all game, and it'd be tough for the other team because she throws it really hard, and it's out there in a tough spot to hit on the outside edge. Here's the pitch. She did it again. Same pitch, strike 2. So 2-2 now the count. It's just a difficult pitch. You got to get right up on the plate, and then you got to get that bat out there. And you would think you'd want to drive it to the right side because it has a right-handed batter. Here's the pitch. High. Oh, well, she struck her out. It was up in the zone, but swinging strike, and that is out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left, or one runner left on base. Bottom of the second coming up as Artesia will bring Lujan, Whitmire, and Morrison to the plate. We'll be back.
Forest Tire, mile after mile, we've been with you for almost 80 years. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Artesia High School Bulldog Sports is made possible thanks to Buckhorn Production, LLC. Founded in 2021, Buckhorn Production, LLC operates over 200 wells in the Permian Basin. Like the Artesia Bulldogs, Buckhorn Production, LLC strives for excellence in all of our operations. We encourage all of our employees to be great members of our community and encourage you to join them in supporting all of our athletes, students, teachers, and administrators. Buckhorn Production, LLC, proud to support the Artesia Bulldogs.
6th innings where we were at. All right, we're back here in the bottom of the second inning, 3-0. Artesia with the lead as Portala's still in the circle out there. They take a good time to visit about it between every inning. Michaela Lujan will step in, her first time this evening batting, to face Lujan out in the circle. Lujan facing Lujan. Michaela is a junior for the Bulldogs. She's batting .347 on the season. Here's the pitch. That's high and away, ball 1. On deck is Jenna Whitmire, the right fielder, and in the hole, the top of the order, Kenna Morrison, center fielder for the Bulldogs. Hear the chanting going on over in the Bulldog dugout again. Catcher sets up on the inside. That's where she threw it, but it was too low for ball number 2. So the Bulldogs losing. Goddard wins the district in baseball. Bulldogs, if they go down in game 3, they were the 7th-ranked team this week, but their strength of schedule was by far and away the strongest in the state in 4A. Here's the pitch, called strike 1. Good pitch. Wait, did that miss? So he's saying it's too high. My bad. I thought it was a strike, but the umpire says up too much. So 3-0 now the count. Michaela steps back in with 3-0 count. Analia out in the circle gets her sign, and now she's ready to go. Mayberry behind the plate in the middle, and that's going to be ball 4 high and away. So the walk puts Michaela down at first, and that brings Jenna Whitmire to the plate. Jenna, one of our sophomores, she's batting .297 on the season, 19 games played. She courtesy ran a couple times in game 1, but did not bat. That's why I'm giving you her on season average. Same with Michaela, gave her on season average. So Whitmire will step in, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the second inning with a 3-0 lead here. Here's the wind in the pitch. Yes, a little bit high, ball 1. And he's telling everybody, he's showing them where it's at. He wants it down a little bit. So umpires, as long as they're consistent, that's all you can ask for. The first umpire, and they always switch in these games, the first umpire had a pretty liberal strike. He was pretty wide, up and down, which is okay. He's very consistent. And now this one, he calls out one a strike, caught the outside edge, 1-1. Now the new umpire, his zone's a little bit tighter, but he's been consistent so far through an inning and a half. So back to explaining that baseball, I still think even if the Bulldogs were to fall tonight, I still think they might get a home series next week. I guess it also depends on what happens around the state. Oh, I thought that nicked her helmet, but it did not. High and tight. Ball 2. 2-1 now to Jenna. On deck is Kenna Morrison and in the hole Aguilar. And so the Bulldogs fighting for their life tonight to try to get into that top 8 and get a home series. The Lady Bulldogs, on the other hand, they're ranked number 1 in the state, even though they may not even win our district. It'll be interesting to see if Lovington wins both games and we win both. We will not win the district. Swing and a miss. Big cut for Jenna. It looked like she was aiming that one for Roswell, but come up empty. Good cut. So the count now 2-2 for Whitmire. So we'll see so what I'm getting at is I think the Lady Bulldogs are safe. Well, I know they are. They're going to get the home game next week, but it'll just be one game, whereas the Bulldogs, if they do get the home game, it'll be Friday night, a single, and then a doubleheader on Saturday, if needed, the third game. Swing and a foul straight back. And, of course, we plan to be there no matter what, wherever our Dogs are playing next week, KSVP Radio and KSVPTV.com. Our goal is to be at those games, and that's the plan as of right now. 2-2 the count to Whitmire. And the pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. She caught it, and so that is out. Number 2. No, why am I saying that, Kevin? Out number 1.
Fielder number 2, Kenna Morrison.
My mind playing tricks on me. I looked at who was coming up and her number, and I said her number, which is number 2. But it was only out number 1. Lujan down at first, and number 2, Kenna Morrison coming to the plate. She's 1 for 1 here in this ball game. I think she was 2 for 3 in the game number 1, or 2 for maybe 3 for 4. The only thing about my software is I can't see, once I go into a new game, I can't see what they did in game 1. I should start writing it down. I should have. Of course, the end of the season here. Maybe I'll do it for the playoffs. But she's 1 for 1 here in game number 2 as Kenna. On deck is Perseus Aguilar DHing, and in the hole, the shortstop, Kinsey Carlo. So Kenna will step in on the right side, looking to drive one. She hit it hard up the middle her first time through. Mayberry sitting up the inside corner. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's going to be a line drive into left field. Lujan will round but stay at second base. So now 2 for 2 with a pair of singles is Morrison.
Number 15, Perseus Aguilar.
That'll bring Perseus Aguilar to the plate with runners at first and second. Lujan down at second and Morrison now at first base. Aguilar flew out to the center fielder her first time through. And by the way, the wind is just not hardly any wind, just a breeze. Down and in, called a strike. Boy, he likes the lower part, or at least that was a low strike. Called strike 1. Perseus turned around and looked at him and said, okay. Huh. So she knows she needs to watch those low pitches. 0-1 the count, 1 out. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swung on. That kind of eat her up, got in on her hands. Foul ball down the first base side for strike 2. So 0-2 now for Aguilar. She'll be covering the plate here. Lujan has her count or sign now. She's ready to go. 0-2 the count and the pitch. Swung on, drive straight up the middle. That's going to be a single and an RBI. Bounda comes up throwing. That's going to move the runners over on the throw. So should have cut it off there, the pitcher, but she didn't. So good piece of hitting there with an 0-2 count.
Number 6, the shortstop.
Hits a single straight up the middle. Gets the RBI.
Kinsey Carlo.
Moving to third on the throw was Morrison, and moving to second on the throw, heads up base running, was Aguilar. So that'll bring Kinsey Carlo to the plate. She's 1 for 1 tonight with a single, and she's got 2 ducks on the pond in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. She was, she almost came out of her shoes. One of those big cuts, just come up empty. So she steps back in, looking to drive one somewhere with runners at second and third and 1 out. Bottom of the second, Bulldogs lead 4-0. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, changed speeds on her. I think she was a little bit out in front of that one. So 0-2 now to Kinsey. On deck is Della Riva, and in the hole, Rodriguez for the Lady Bulldogs. So Lujan now has her sign, steps back onto the rubber pitcher's plate. And the pitch. Inside, ball one. Was it Kinsey that hit the home run in game one? The other? We had three. I can't remember. All right, here's the 1-2. Swung on. It's a pop fly in the infield. First baseman in, second base. Oh, and it falls. And so one run will score as they almost collided, and then neither one of them touched it. They might have bumped into each other a little bit, so that nobody touched the ball. So I'm going to call it a single.
Catcher, number 18, Elizabeth De La Riva.
So that puts runners on the corners. Carlo at first and Aguilar on third with one out, and De La Riva will step in. And Lujan now has her sign ready to go. De La Riva patiently waiting in the right-hand batter's box. Here's the pitch. Low, bounced it up there. Carlo will go to second. And just the pump fake there by Mayberry. Ball one, and Carlo moves down to second on a defensive indifference. One oh the count. Lujan now has her pitch, her sign, and the pitch. High, ball two. On deck is the third baseman, number 7, Kinsley Rodriguez, and in the hole, number 24, Caden Apodaca, the pitcher. 2 runs in scoring position. It's 4-0. Bulldogs. We're in the bottom of the second inning, and De La Riva, the catcher, looking to drive them in. Here's the 2-0. Swung on. Hit not as well as I thought. It's over into right center, and the right fielder goes and makes a great play. She had to run a mile, and she made the play. Lujan, that's Maria Lujan out there in right. And she goes and gets it, but it was a sacrifice fly. It's getting the RBI across the plate, coming home. And staying at second was Carlo. All right, so Kinsley Rodriguez will step in. Here's the pitch. Called, strike one on the inside half. 0-1 to count. Kinsley's 1 for 1. She doubled and got an RBI her first time through. Steps back in, ready to go. 2 down now, runner out at second base. And the pitch. Swung on. It's a chopper to third baseman. Bounces around, and she is not going to get it. And I think I'm going to have to call that an error because it went into her glove, and then she dropped the ball over at third base. I think she would have got her because it was hit hard enough. So staying at second base.
Now batting the pitcher, number 24, Caden Apodaca.
That brings Apodaca to the plate. Strike one called. And I've messed up on my software here twice. It's 0-1 now to Apodaca at the plate with runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, pop fly in the infield, high up in the air. The pitcher is saying, I got it, and then she missed it. And coming in to score, they could do whatever they want with 2 outs as an in-fly 5 rule. They could take off running. And so ball drops. It ends up being a double.
Now batting first baseman, number 10,
which brings Madison Martinez to the plate. I have a courtesy runner coming in for Apodaca.
Number 6, Nisel Jimenez.
And that'll be Nisel Jimenez. So Matt Martinez steps in. She grounded out her first time First pitch she sees is too low, ball 1. So she has a runner at second and at third, so 2 RBI opportunities. The Bulldogs now lead 7-0 off of 8 hits and 1 Portales error. On the bottom of the second, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So good pitch there by Analia Lujan. She got her to take a big cut and come up empty. That means the count 1-1 with 2 down. 2 runners in scoring position for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch. Swung, and that's a line drive down the right field side. And that's going to be caught. Good job in foul territory by Maria Lujan to go track that down on the line drive out. But the Bulldogs, again, do some damage as they get 4 runs off of 4 hits. There was 1 error, 2 runners left on base. Bulldogs coming out to play defense. Coming to bat, Amaya Lujan and Maria Lujan, and then Miley Banda. We'll be back.
Hey, Artesia Bulldog fans, are you ready to unleash the spirit of victory this season? Tate Branch Auto Group is proud to stand alongside the Bulldogs as they charge onto the field, court, and track. Just like our commitment to delivering top-notch vehicles and service, your dedication and passion for the Bulldogs inspire us every day. Visit Tate Branch Auto Group today, either in person or online, because when it comes to supporting the Bulldogs, we're all in. Tate Branch Auto Group, revving up the Bulldog pride. Go Bulldogs!
Kane Electrical Supply is your #1 distributor when it comes to the top-of-the-line inventory. Kane Electric carries name brands such as Appleton, Burndy, Fluke, Cooper Lighting, Hoffman, Phillips Lighting, iDeck, Klein Tools, and Square D. Kane Electric has your professionals and will assist you with any information you may have on electrical supplies. Kane Electric delivers on location too. Come by Kane Electric today in Artesia at 1911 North Roselawn.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the Mack. As this, everybody almost is in the shade now. Sun's still up, but got the big trees over here. And Amaya Lujan will see a swinging strike 1 on a great fastball there from Apodaca. Warren, Morrison, Whitmire left to right. Martinez, Lujan, Carlo, Rodriguez first to third. De La Riva catching, and Apodaca in the circle. 0-1 the count, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a good high. Looked like a rise ball maybe, or just a high fastball, but either way, that ball was smoking hot. And so a swing and a miss, and that is out strike 2, so 0-2 now the count. On deck is the number 9 hitter in the lineup, right fielder number 1, Maria Lujan, and then Miley Banda. There's another swing and a miss, and that is a strikeout swinging for out number 1. So that moves Miley Banda on deck now. I was about to say in the hole, but the pitch came. So the right fielder, Maria Lujan, will step in. We're in the top of the third. It's 7-0, Artesia. And Lujan will step into the plate. Her second time to bat this evening. Only got to bat once in game 1. And she did go, strike called. She tried to stop her swing. It was one of those slow pitches, and it was going to be high, but she started to go and then couldn't stop her swing. Check swing strike. Bounces it up there, ball 1 from Apodaca. Again, the top of the order, number 5, Miley Banda, the center fielder in the hole, or on deck, and the second baseman, number 4, Ruth Espinoza, in the hole. Turns the bunt. She does get the bunt down. Picking it up is third baseman Rodriguez, and she gets it down there. What a good job by Kinsley, as she came firing up from third base and makes the perfect throw down. 5-3 on the putout.
Now batting center fielder number 5, Miley Banda.
So 2 down now, and Miley Banda will step in. She struck out swinging her first time through from the left side. And here's the first pitch, low for ball 1. JV won their first game, and I guess maybe you're done or just starting, or maybe they're done on their second game as well. Bulldogs won game 1, and I think they're still playing. Here's the pitch. Strike called. So 1-1 now the count to Banda. So they're in the second inning over there, 17-0 Bulldogs. Swing and a foul tip straight into the, looked like the face mask of De La Riva. For a foul ball strike. 2. So everybody reset. Martinez and Rodriguez both came in to talk to the pitcher for a minute. Apodaca, boy, that changeup was way high. I think she's just releasing them late. Apodaca. So a couple of her pitches have been really high. Here's the 2-2 with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, and that is out number 3 on the strikeout swinging. So no hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left on base. 7-0 going into the bottom of the third with Michaela Lujan, Jenna Whitmire, and Kenna Morrison coming to the plate.
Get great service with Pressure Services. Pressure Services LLC specializes in hydrovacs, vacuum trucks, kill trucks, sandblasting and coating, and roustabouts. The Bulldogs are champions on and off the field, and Pressure Services LLC are your champions when it comes to dependable, accountable, and efficient service. When you need it right, Pressure Services will be there for you. Pressure Services LLC, 575-736-1047. Go Bulldogs!
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's best selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. And now, through June 30th, get 0% APR for 84 months and up to $2,500 off BX23S tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Visit Amigo Machinery, located at 2801 Southeast Main Street, Roswell.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Artesia.
We're back here at the bottom of the third, and Michaela Lujan will lead things off as the Palace Rams still meeting in the circle. Each inning they do this, they go around and do high fives, and they're out for quite a while, as their catcher and pitcher still talking. Now they've broken. So 7-0 Artesia going into the bottom of the third here in game number 2, game 3 of the series. Bulldogs win both game 1 and 2. Game 1 tonight of the doubleheader, but game 1 last week in Portales. And so they're looking for the clean sweep. Here's the wind in the pitch. Called strike 1 to Michaela. On deck is the right fielder, Jenna Whitmire, and in the hole, Kenna Morrison, the center fielder for the Bulldogs. So Lujan now has her sign, and Lujan at the plate waiting. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 1-1-1 now the count. Michaela walked her first time through, so she's 0 for 0 here in game number 2. Bulldogs didn't have to bat in the bottom of the third last game because they were up 19-0. So there's a line drive out to left field. The left fielder will come on, and it goes through her glove for an E7, and going into second base is Lujan.
Now batting right fielder number 14, Jenna Whitmire.
So Lujan at second, nobody out. Second error on Portales here in the ball game, and Jenna Whitmire stepping in. She flew out on a foul ball down the right field line her first time through, if I remember correctly. And she squares the bunt, now pulls it back. She's going to swing and hit it hard, and that's going to be, it's caught by the left fielder. She kind of had to climb it. I thought she might have misjudged it, but a good job out there by Skylar Massey to make the play on a well-hit fly ball, a line drive out there. And she was playing her deep, and for a minute I thought she might overrun it because she kind of took a step in and then had to go up the ladder a little bit, but she caught it, so that's out, number 1, and the batter or the base runner stays at second base. So Morrison will step in. She's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Has a runner in scoring position, fouls that first pitch back to to the right side for strike one. Steps back in. And here's the wind in the pitch. Swing, and that's a rip into left field. That's going to get to the fence. One run will score. Kenna will turn and go into second base with a stand-up double. So she swaps with Michaela, and the Bulldogs now lead 8.
Number 15, Artesia Aguilar.
Artesia Aguilar coming to the plate. She is 1 for 2. She flew out to the center fielder and then had a pop fly out there that fell for a single. Here's the wind in the pitch, down low. It gets through the glove of the catcher, so moving over on ball 1 was Morrison on a passed ball. So she now stands 60 feet away from scoring a run. And Perseus will step back in with a 1-0 count. Perseus leads the team, 26 RBIs, has another chance, and that didn't include game 1. That pitch too low for ball 2. Two-0 the count. Morrison at third. Perseus Aguilar at the plate. And the pitch. And that's going to be too high for ball 3. So 3-0 now for Aguilar. On deck is Kinsey Carlo, the shortstop, and in the hole, Elizabeth De La Riva, the catcher. So here's the 3-0. And she cut at it and foul tipped it back for strike one, 3-1. So she hit the green light there. She took a big cut at a good pitch from Lujan, got her down and in. Tough pitch to hit down and in on her hands, but she did get a piece of it, just fouled it back. So 3-1 the count, a good hitter's count again. As Perseus, if she likes it, she'll cut it. Here's the wind in the pitch from Lujan. She cut it. That's a base rip into left field. And so another RBI for Aguilar, and coming in to score is Morrison. And the single RBI with 1 out brings Kinsey Carlo to the plate.
Kinsey Carlo.
Kinsey 2 for 2 on the evening in game number 2. I can't remember her bat. I think she was 2 for 3 or 3 for 4, something like that in game 1. So having a good, great evening at the plate is the shortstop. Runner down at first is Aguilar, who is DPing tonight. Swing, it's a little blooper out to right center. That's not going to, it's going to be in no man's land, so it'll drop for a base hit, and then they're going to go throw it over to third base, and so on the throw, she'll move into second. Heads up base running for Aguilar. She saw immediately she didn't think they could get to it. So she took off even though it was a pop fly. She didn't think they could get to it, and she was correct. And so she moves over all the way from first to third. And then the throw came in, and Carlo, they went to third trying to get her. And so moving over to second base on the throw was Carlo. And it looks like we're going to have a change in pitching. So we'll go ahead and take a break here. The Bulldogs now lead 9-0. We're in the bottom of the third inning, and there's 1 out with Elizabeth De La Riva coming to the plate and a new pitcher. We'll be back.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
To be a champion, each team member must do their part to help the team win.
That is true in business too. Edge Safety and Services LLC want to do their part to help your business win. They specialize in several field services: sandblasting, coating steamers, pressure washing, repairs, and cleanouts. Edge Safety also offers drug and alcohol screening and on-site services and safety trainings to make you better. Edge Safety and Services LLC, 575-736-1047. Proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
Now pitching for Portales, number 5, Miley Bonda.
All right, we're back here as we was trying to get everything set, and I didn't see what happened just then. Oh, a foul ball down the left field line for strike one on De La Riva. We were trying to get all the changes made, so Maria Lujan went from right to left. The left fielder, Skylar Massey, went to center field. The pitcher went to shortstop. The shortstop went to second, and the center fielder went to first. There's the pitch from the lefty outside, ball one to De La Riva. Bonda, the new pitcher, is a left-hander, and so that'll change things up for the Bulldogs. The difference coming from you from a different angle. Left-handed pitcher. Bonda ready to go. There's the pitch. That's going to be high and away. Ball two. So again, we have Maria Lujan in left, Skylar Massey in center, and Ruth Espinoza out in right field. Gloria Terraza stays at third. Analia Lujan goes from pitching to short. Amaya Lujan moves from short to second. That pitch is high for ball three to De La Riva. And Anetzia Acosta stays over at first base. Addison Mayberry still catching, and the new pitcher, Miley Bonda. 3-1 the count to De La Riva, one out. She's got two runners in scoring position, Carlo at second and Aguilar at third. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on, pop fly on the infield. And the pitcher will make the play for out number two. So the big high pop fly. And the pitcher will bring that in, Bonda.
Third baseman, number 7, Kinsley Rodriguez.
All right, so Kinsley Rodriguez will come to the plate with two outs and two runners in scoring position. She's reached both times, the first one with a double and the second one via an error. So she's 1 for 2, but been on base 2 times. And Bonda, the lefty, here's the pitch. Called strike one. Whoa. On the outside edge for strike one. 0-1 count, 2 down. It's 9-0 Bulldogs, but they got two runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high, ball one. On deck is Caden Apodaca, the pitcher, and in the hole, Maddie Martinez, the first baseman. Beautiful evening here, just a slight breeze. The sun is set, but still an orange glow. Here's the pitch, low. Ball two, 2-1. Lights are on here at the ball field. The game is over on the JV field. They won by the 15-run rule. Both games did the Bulldogs. But we're here in the game 2, 9-0, and that's going to be high and away for ball 3 to Rodriguez. Great hitters count here. She don't absolutely love it. She can let it go by. But if she likes it, she can take a big cut at it. 3-1 the count. And the pitch. Swing, and that's going to be down the line, just foul. Took the umpire just a minute to call it. I thought it was foul, but it was. All right, so the count now full for Kinsley. She sent a smoking ground ball down the third base line, just about a 6 inches, 8 inches on the foul side. Here's the payoff pitch. High, ball 4. And that'll load them up for Caden Apodaca. And I'll tell you a thing about Caden.
The pitcher, number 24, Caden Apodaca.
She's second on the team in the year for home runs. She's got 7, so she can go deep anytime. And with the bases all loaded up, this would be one of those times that would be a good time for her to do it. Of course, Bonda is going to try to keep her, just get her to get out. She looks at outside ball 1, and a good job there by Mayberry. She had to really slide to her right, and that ball bounced also, but she blocked it and kept it in front of her, so everybody stayed where they're at. Bases loaded. 1-0 the count. There it is. It's a pop fly to left, but it isn't deep enough. The left fielder and the center fielder, and it falls. It drops out of the hand of the left fielder, and 3 runs will score on the error on the left fielder. So a costly error, and really you could say all errors are costly. But it turns into a double and 3. Oh, no, she gets to second base on the drop fly ball.
First baseman number 10, Madison Martinez.
Now Madison Martinez will step in. She is 0 for 2 in this game. She was 2 for 2 in game 1, plus hit by pitch. She had 2 home runs in game 1, and it's now 12-0 Bulldogs with the courtesy runner down, and there's a called strike 1 on Martinez. Caught the outside edge, and that's Niesel down there, I think, running. Courtesy runner coming in for the pitcher. Number 6, Niesel Jimenez. All right, so 0-1 the count. Bonda with the wind and the pitch. That's going to be high. Ball 1. 1-1 now to Maddie. On deck is the second baseman, Michaela Lujan, and in the hole, Jenna Whitmire, the right fielder for the Bulldogs. Here's the wind and the 1-1, and that's outside, ball 2. If the Bulldogs are able to get 3 more runs across, they'll end the game in the bottom of the third with the 15-run rule. If Portales can get this third out without that happening, we will go to the top of the 4th. All right, here's the 2-1. Swung on, hard ground ball. Third baseman catches it, fires it across in time, and that is out number 3 on the ground out. 5-3, the put out. But the Bulldogs once again do some damage as they get 5 runs off of 3 hits, 2 Portales errors, and 1 runner left on the base path. It is 12-0. Artesia going into the top of the 4th inning. Coming to the plate will be Ruth Espinoza, Addison Mayberry, and Annalie Lujan.
Eastern New Mexico University is proud to announce our newest offering, a Master of Social Work degree. This 100% online, affordable master's degree has 3 concentrations: clinical, clinical military, and children, youth, and families. This online master's degree is perfect for the working professional, as you can earn your degree on your own time with our flexible online courses. For more information, visit www.enmu.edu/MSW. Eastern New Mexico University, student success. That's what we're about.
Ruben Loza here with Richland. We have over 80 pre-owned vehicles on our lot, and they are all marked with great deals. So of course you're getting the best price at Richland, but you also get powertrain for life. If you do all your oil changes and tire rotations at Richland, you get a powertrain warranty that includes all engine, transmission, and driveline repairs for the life of your vehicle, which means thousands of dollars in savings. So save yourself some dollars and worries and purchase your vehicle from Richland at 2nd and Sycamore and at the Y in Roswell, home of Powertrain for Life.
All right, the first pitch is now cross plate here in the top of the 4th inning. Ruth Espinosa at the plate. She looks at ball 1. She wears number 4 on her black pinstripe jersey. Second pitch called a strike right down the middle, 1-1. She's 0 for 1. She struck out swinging her first time through against Apodaca. Mayberry on deck and Lujan in the hole. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on another good pitch there from Caden. Defensively for the Bulldogs, Whitmire in right and Warren in left, with Morrison playing in the center field. De La Riva catching, Apodaca pitching. I'll give you the infield after this pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And strikeout swinging is out number 1. Rodriguez at third with Martinez at first. Carlo and Lujan, shortstop and second baseman, respectively. So number 10, Madison Mayberry, come to the plate. She flew out on an infield pop fly to Lujan right over behind first base. Her first time through, and she'll step in to face Apodaca. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Apodaca, this inning has just been throwing the strikes, just blowing them by. I don't think we've seen one of those off-speed pitches yet. And I kind of said that second inning. I said, I think she can do that all game. She was trying to throw them off-speed pitches, and they were getting kind of high on her. Swing and a miss with another burner down the middle. Strike two, 0-2 now the count. I think Kevin heard it up here without the earphones on. I heard it good. We've got a microphone down on the field, so all you watching and listening, you heard that pop of the glove of De La Riva as that ball came in with some mustard on it. 0-2 the count, 1 out. The wind and the pitch. Got her, same thing, man. Big pop of the glove, strikeout swinging, and out number 2.
Shortstop, number 15, Analia Lujan.
That'll bring the cleanup batter, the shortstop, number 15, Analia Lujan, to the plate. She walked her first time to be the first base runner of the night for the Rams. As the first game, no base runners allowed. There was no hits, no walks. Perfect game in 2.5 innings for Maddie Martinez. First pitch, ball 1, too far inside, I think. So 1-0 the count. Analia Lujan steps back in. Gloria Terrazas, the third baseman, on deck. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And Skylar Massey in the hole for the Rams. 1-1 the count at the plate, 2 down. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the wind and the pitch. That was called strike 3, and that is out number 3. Oh, that was only strike 2. My bad. 1-2 the count. That's about the 3rd time I've done that tonight. I know what the problem is. I'm not paying attention because I'm too broke to. Here's the pitch. Pop fly to the right side. Martinez giving chase. And it goes out of her glove over on the foul ball territory. And she's aggravated with herself. Tough play to make because she had to kind of back into it as she had overrun it a little bit. Kind of faded back away from her. But anyway, it falls for a foul ball strike. So the count remains 1-2. Whitmire and Lujan also right there. They all come sprinting to it. But the first baseman was closest, Maddie, just coming in and out of her glove. Here's the pitch. Down and in, ball 2. 2-2 now to Analia Lujan. So back onto the pitcher's plate and the pitch. Swing and a foul ball off over to the right side, and that'll go into the pitcher cage. And the foul growl comes out. Middle of the second at Goddard. Artesia 7, Goddard 0. The Bulldogs, I think, do need this win. Strike called, and that is strike number 3. Strikeout looking, and they go down in order. No runs, no errors, no hits, and nobody left on base. Bottom of 4th coming up. Bulldogs leading 12-0. Michaela Lujan to lead off. Jenna Whitmire on deck, and Kenna Morrison in the hole.
Cisco Equipment in Artesia is your local dealership for construction equipment, both for rental and purchase. We have a full service department and parts department to provide the equipment, parts, and service you rely on.
With brands like Linkbelt, Hyundai, JCB, XCMG, and more, we want to be your primary choice for all of your equipment, sales, rentals, service, and parts. If you're looking for a specific part, come see us first.
Cisco Equipment carries a solid line of new and used equipment for rent and for sale, including excavators, loaders, telehandlers, backhoes, skidsters, and more. We proudly serve southeastern New Mexico, and we offer multiple locations in Texas, so that no matter where your job is, we're here to help you get the job done.
Stop in and see us today at 1706 South 1st Street, or give us a call at 575-748-1314.
We look forward to earning your business.
Cisco Equipment in Artesia, a proud supporter of your Artesia Bulldogs.
Hey, Robert, I'm your designated driver tonight. Pick you up at 7.
Sober driving today keeps everyone alive tomorrow. Designated driver. Never drink, then drive.
This message from the Eddy County DWI program.
All right, we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Bulldogs lead 12-0. If they get 3 across here, that will be the ball game. 15-run rule after 3. So the Portales Lady Rams out there doing their high fives in the circle. I'm sure they do it every time. In fact, I remember in Portales they did that. All right, so Michaela Lujan will step in. She's 0 for 1. She reached on a walk and an error. So she's been on the base paths twice. but 0 for 1 at the plate. And she'll step in on the right side to face Miley Banda. Maria Lujan in left, Massey in center, and Espinoza in right. Here's the pitch. Swinging, and that's a line drive. Deep shot, but a great job out there in center field. Skylar Massey ran hard, and she tracked that ball down for out number 1 on the line drive to keep that from being an extra base hit. She went and got it. Good job out there defensively. Terrazas at third, Analia Lujan and Amaya Lujan up the middle at short and second. Acosta at first, Mayberry in behind the plate, and the aforementioned Banda in the circle, and at the plate, Jenna Whitmire. Strike 1 called. Outside half and a little bit up in the zone. So 0-1 is Jenna. She is 0 for 2. She has fouled into foul territory, pop up, and then hit a line drive for her second fly out. The pitch, she squares the bunt, puts a good bunt down, and she's fast. She's there in time, plus the first baseman dropped it, but she was there in time. So an infield single, and I think it hit her too. I think it went through the first baseman's glove and hit her on the back left shoulder. So that's a bunt single, 1 out. So Jenna at first, Kenna Morrison on the top of the order, who is 3 for 3, a single, and a double here in this ball game. With 1 out, here's the pitch, low and away, ball 1. And I thought Jenna was going to go too. She kind of fired out there, but it was a fake go. And, of course, Mayberry popped up to throw it, but didn't throw it because she stopped. All right, so 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Strike called, so 1-1 now. The count to Morrison. Again, she's 3 for 3 in this ball game. She had a great hitting performance in game number 1 as well tonight, and also good defense when the ball was hit her way, which was only a couple times, but she made a couple of good plays. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's a seeing eye single in the 6 hole over between 5 and 6. So that moves the runner over to second base, Whitmire. And at the plate now is the number 2 hitter, leading average and the leading home runs, and I think she leads in doubles and triples as well, and in RBIs, Perseus Aguilar. 1 out, runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped foul down the third base line for strike 1. She's 2 for 3 here in this ball game. She flew out her first time and then a pair of singles to follow that up. On deck is the shortstop, number 12, Kinsey Carlo, and in the hole, the catcher, number 18, Elizabeth De La Riva. Here's the pitch. Low and away for ball 1. Good job there by Mayberry, as again, she had to go down and away to catch that ball, scoop it up off the turf, and keep the runners where they were at. And she did her job perfectly. Last night, Lee Johnson was on the call with me over at the baseball field here at Brainerd Park, and he talked about that several times, and as a former coach and head coach, baseball coach, he knows. In his words, that's ball 2, 2-1 is the count to Aguilar. Coach knows, he said a good catcher is worth their weight in gold, and Mayberry's been keeping everything, almost everything. She's let 1 or 2 get by her, but really, she has done a good job behind the plate for the Rams tonight. All right, so 2-1 to count, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Swung on. It's a little blooper on the infield. It's going to fall. Second baseman will get it and get her out at first. It's really the only play. So that does move the runners over, but the ground out, 4-3, is 2 outs in the ball game. And that brings Kinsey to the plate. Carlos 3 for 3. If she hits another single, she's got 3 singles on the night. If she hits another one, she's going to get 2 more RBIs. And she's got them down at second and third. Here's the pitch. High and away, ball 1. On deck is the catcher, Elizabeth De La Riva. And in the hole, third baseman, Kinsley Rodriguez. Carlos steps back in, looking to drive 2 in here. 2 outs. And 12-0 the lead for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch. And she does. Oh, did it stay foul? Fair? The home plate umpire never said anything. So it was a foul ball, but I think the home plate umpire should tell you. And he didn't. Maybe he screamed foul. I didn't hear him, though. So foul ball is strike one. 1-1 the count. The first base coach told everybody. Neither umpire raised their hands. There's a pop fly back for a foul ball, strike two. Coach Crandall threw his arms up to save his girls from running because nobody else did. Yeah. All right, so 1-2 the count with 2 outs. 12-0 Bulldogs, the bottom of the 4th inning. Bonda ready to go. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. She got her. And so the Bulldogs, although they get runners on scoring position, unable to get them across. There were 2 hits, but no runs, no errors. 2 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 5th. 12-0 with Terrazas, Massey, and Acosta coming to the plate for the Rams.
The Artesia Historical Museum and Art Center is now open from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2 to 4 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Located in the historic Ward Morehouse, the Artesia Museum and Art Center offers information on local and area history. The art annex next door features rotating exhibits such as local art shows and temporary in-house displays. For event schedule and upcoming social exhibits, visit their website, artesianm.gov/museum, or call 575-748-2390. The Artesia Historical Museum and Art Center, 505 Richardson in downtown Artesia.
If you're looking for a career that offers challenge, purpose, and opportunity while valuing you and your work-life balance, we invite you to start your journey at Coterra Energy. Here at Coterra Energy, our operations are growing fast, and we're looking for qualified individuals for field and office positions. New employees are eligible to receive a sign-on bonus, and once hired, they'll receive an unmatched benefits package. Producing energy, empowering people, building community. Text Coterra, C-O-T-E-R-R-A, to 71441 to start your journey today. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
We're talking about Boomer trivia up here in the press box, and I informed Kevin and Jeffrey I'm not a Boomer. I don't know none of them. Jeffrey said he gets about 80% of them right, so he's young of age but old at heart. And Kevin, he's a Boomer, so he should know them all. All right, we're back to softball action now as I give you a little bit of insight into the old press box. Here's the wind and the pitch. Foul ball straight down for the batter, Gloria Terrazas. Strike one on the foul ball. She's 0 for 1. She struck out swinging her first time through. Kevin was telling us he had grandkids, so I figured he must be a Boomer. Or great-grandkids, so I figured he must be a Boomer. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped it into the glove. Strike two. Oh, and 2 to count. On deck is Skylar Massey, and in the hole, Anetsi Acosta. Strike 3 swinging, and that is out number 1. If the Bulldogs hold here, Portales has to score 3 runs to get the game to continue as it's 12-0 and we're in the 5th. So the 10-run rule is in effect. At the plate is the center fielder now playing center field, Skylar Massey. Saw her make an excellent play in the top of this and the bottom of the last inning. Strike 1 swinging. Sometimes they make a great defensive play and then come in and have a great at bat, and we'll see if Skylar can pull that. 0-1 the count. She's 0 for 1. She struck out swinging her first time through, and now she has an 0-1 count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on another fastball. So the count 0-2 with 1 out. And the wind and the 0-2. Foul tip. She stays alive for a foul ball strike. So everybody gathers up and gets back to their spots. And the wind and the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Catching it on the second hop, throwing it first in time was Michaela Lujan. So the 4-3 made it look routine, and that wasn't that routine of a play. She made it look easy, but that was a hard chopper she catches that second hop and had to hurry to get it over there because Massey was getting down the line in a hurry, but she got her by about a full step, maybe a step and a half. So down to their final out here as Anetsi Acosta comes to the plate. Huh? Oh, Cordova? Okay, so Cordova stepping in. I had something wrong on my lineup, and she gets ball one. I probably made a boo-boo when I was moving people around. Didn't mean to. It's a ground ball chopper to the third baseman, and that might be an infield single, and it is, as she beats the throw. So the first hit of the night, and it's Cordova, number 11.
Now batting second baseman, number 21, Amaya Lujan.
Sadowski Cordova down at first base. Yeah, kind of a swinging bunt. It was a full swing, but it was just down the third base line, and that brings, for a foul tip into the glove, it brings Lujan to the plate, Amaya Lujan, number 21. So the first single of the night on a little swinging bunt down the third base side was Cordova. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two, throw down, not in time from De La Riva to Martinez. So they got to get 3 runs to keep the game going. I was about to say the run at the plate, if they could get her around. There's a swing and a foul ball off to the right side out of play for a foul ball strike, and that keeps the count at 0-2. And there's Barking Guy with his classic foul growl. And then he just explained what he was doing. He said it's a cow. Somebody must have asked. All right, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that will end the ball game on the strikeout swinging. The Artesia Bulldogs in that inning do give up 1 hit, but no runs or no Bulldog errors, and 1 left on base. The final score, 12-0 through 4.5. And for the Portales Rams, they do get 1 hit here in this inning. They had 3 errors, and they got a walk also in the ball game, so they had 2 runners left on base. For the Artesia Bulldogs, they get 12 runs off of 13 hits and 3 errors for the Portales Rams, and they leave 6 runners on the base path. The Artesia Bulldog winning pitcher is Caden Apodakas. She gave up 1 hit, 1 base on balls, but no runs, and she gets the win in the final regular season ball game. Next week will be the playoffs. Artesia come into tonight ranked number 1, but they're not going to be number 1 in district. We'll see where they come in ranking-wise and seeded-wise, but they will have a home game next week. The Bulldog baseballs, do you ever have an update on them besides one? The last update we had was in the middle of the second. They were leading. So it's 7-1 now. Bulldogs with the lead in Roswell at Goddard to get 1 game from the Rockets. The Rockets are the champs. They are 7-0 in district. The Bulldogs are 6-1, and if they can get the win tonight, they'll be 7-2. Let's see, they'll be 7 well, I guess the Rockets got 2 games, so they're 8-0. The Bulldogs are 6-1. They're 6-2. If they get the win tonight, I couldn't get it right. They'll be 7-2, and will be the district runner-up. They're district runner-ups either way. But the ball games are over here in Artesia at the Mack. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs get 2 wins. They finished the series 3-0 against Portales, and they will be seated in the top 8 next week. On behalf of Jeffrey Curtis, our producer, and Bradley Ross, our cameraman, this is Joby Hodling saying have a great night and a rest.
Need business cards? Think Ink. How about photocopying, black and white printing, or faxing service? Think Ink. Need to put together a brochure or even desktop publishing? Think Ink. Incredible Printing. For all your printing needs and fast, friendly service, Incredible Printing is the only name you need to know. Visit our location at 514 West Main Street in Artesia, right across from the Derrick floor. For any and all of your printing needs, Think Ink. Incredible Printing in Artesia.
That concludes this presentation of sports on AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP. Sports on KSVP AM and FM is presented by Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Credit Union, Artesia Family Health Center, and Presbyterian Medical Services, Artesia Ford Sales, Artesia General Hospital, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, Artesia Police Department, Big O Tires, Bob Reed Pest Control, Buckhorn Productions, LLC, Business Notions, Kane Electric Supply, Central Valley Electric, Cisco Equipment, Deans Incorporated, Devon Energy, Dooley's Auto Sales, Edge Safety, ENMU Portales, and ENMU Roswell, Faith Baptist Church, Forest Tire, Guy Chevrolet, H&R Block of Artesia, Hermosa Church of Christ, HF Sinclair, Hawker & Sons, J&J Home Care, JS Ward, KFC of Artesia, LaFonda, Lois Oliver Real Estate, Maupin & Brown Dentistry, Pecos Valley Equipment, Pepsi, Pressure Services LLC, Primary Residential Mortgage, Richland Motors, Roger and Ramona Kilpatrick of Berkshire Hathaway Enchanted Lands, Roswell Seed Company, Smile Expressions, Southwest Printers, Sun Country Garden Center, Tate Branch of Artesia, Turpinning & Sons Mortuary, Trustmark Roofing, University of New Mexico, Wilbanks Trucking, Sandy Stockton, and State Farm of Artesia. Thanks for tuning into this presentation of Sports on KSVP AM and FM. We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.